Hey you guys, Desmond here,
And Creesha.
and welcome back to the channel. And today we are here to discuss RuPaul's Drag Race Season 17. We had the Villains Roast. But before we get into it, we want to remind everyone to like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. We have a goal of 1,000 subscribers and we'd love to reach it as soon as possible. So you know what to do. Hit the button. So, Miss Creesha, what did you think of this episode of RuPaul's Drag Race?
Um, it was good. They really trying to get that Emmy. Really trying to get that
They
Emmy.
said we're gonna get it back, and I'm gonna say
Get
this:
it
I
back.
am really enjoying this season. Like, if
Mm-hmm.
it keeps going, like we're already close to the end now. If it keeps going this direction, it might end up being a top 5 season for me. That's how much I've really been enjoying season 17. And
Yeah, look, it is to the point because usually by this time we have drag race fatigue by March. We usually are suffering from drag race fatigue, and we're just like, oh my god, how many more episodes do we got? And this is the first time where we're just kind of like, wait, we're nearing the end? What you mean?
And honestly, I applaud the production team because with a large cast and a long season, you do tend to get that feeling, especially since we're so used to other franchises that are like 8, 10 episodes, done. Let's move on.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But with the main franchise, we get at least 16 episodes.
At least.
At least 16. So it's just kind of like, so I got to give the producers, the queens, RuPaul, all the props for this season because they really are coming through. And if not getting an Emmy pulls this out of Drag Race, don't give them another one. Let them keep giving it to us, okay? We got quite a bit to talk about upon this episode, so let's go ahead and get into it. So it's after the elimination of Corey King. They come back in the workroom. They read the message. Lydia talks about, the emotions it was to lip sync against Corey in that moment, but is happy that Corey is gone. They sit down and they congratulate Jules on winning. And Lexi. She's sitting there, obviously upset. And, I believe it was Sam or I believe it was Arietti who said, "Hey, how you feeling?" And she's like, "I don't want to take nothing from you. It's just the inner saboteur. I really wanted to win." And I'm like, I can get that. I can get that. But let's give Jules her moment. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like, even if I know I just killed that challenge, I'm gonna come in, great job, Jules, la la la. Now, when I get to the makeup section, they take off all my stuff. Leave me alone. I need a second to process because I really wanted to, or think I should
When?
have got the challenge. But yeah, it was just, I don't know. Somebody said this online, and I have to agree. Lexi has main character energy in the wrong way.
Yes, definitely.
Especially when we get to the order of the roast here in a minute. My goodness.
Right.
And I'm so glad that Lydia said something about Sam's outfit. Because you know me, I said last week, I didn't think she should have lip synced. But she should have got some bad critiques for that. So when Lydia said, "Yeah, your outfit," I'm like, pluck her. Yes. Be like, "Yeah, you." And it seems like every time Sam asks, the response is, "Well, you." There's been a few times Sam's could have been in the bottom. Could have been in the bottom. And then Sam
Right.
tried to, I guess, have a moment, but Lydia was not trying to play ball. She was like, "Girl, I just had to lip sync for my life. You were safe. Leave me alone." Leave me alone. So it's the next day in the workroom. They come in, and instead of RuPaul, Michelle walks in. I was like, "Okay, Michelle, what we doing here?" And then they did the fake tease about, "I felt like one queen left too early." I'm sitting there and I'm like, "Oh shit, somebody's coming back." They had me.
I thought the same thing. I was like, who
Because,
you trying to
I
bring
watched
back?
the clip on YouTube. They released the first 10 minutes or so. So I'm sitting there and I'm
Yeah.
like, wait, they're putting, because I checked up, there's like still like 6 minutes left. Wait, are they finna tell us on the YouTube video who's coming back? Wait a minute. I am really going through these emotions because I'm sitting, I'm like, maybe it could be Lucky. Maybe they'll bring back Corey. Be like, we got playing this week. Let's just, bring Corey back. But she was talking about the badonkadonk tank. But these are the queen's faces when when Michelle said, I felt like the queen went home too early. Baby, that would be me. Like, don't get me wrong. If I was the queen getting the second shot, baby, I'm running through that door like, hey. But if I'm sitting there still in the competition and I hear possibly a queen's coming back, my face would have been like Jules, like,
Really?
we really got to do
Face
this.
crack.
Come on now.
Face crack.
We haven't done that on the main franchise since, what, season 14? Yeah, because, who was it? It was Diabetes and Orion Story who were eliminated in the first 2 episodes and got to come back episode 3.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we ain't did that in a few seasons. Let's not. But yeah, come to find out, she was talking about the badonkadunk tank and told them they had 5 minutes to put on some clothes that they don't mind getting wet in. And I'm like, oh, she finna dunk every single one of y'all. And was correct. So we get to the main stage and we're joined by Joey Nofi. And they have to get in the badonkadunk tank. And they're asking them questions. My favorite one was Lydia's, actually. What's your favorite color? And she was like, oh, blue. No, she said red. She said, no, it's pink. I'm like, yeah. Yeah, that's when I knew everyone's going in. Because how you going to tell me my favorite color? But
Right.
I was upset we didn't get to hear everybody's questions. But the ones we did hear were good. And Miss Lexi going in there with heels on, ma'am. I did live for that. Because I didn't notice the heel until she got ducked. And I'm like, she has on her heels. I'm like, you better. I also enjoyed Ariette. She was like, oh yeah, this is going to be sweet revenge right here. Better than me, because I would have had her get back up there again. Matter of fact, I got a second question for you. Can you go back up there? Hold on, go back up there one more time.
One more time.
Just one more time. But afterwards, they got to dunk Joey. Which, if I was there, I would have been like, can I get dunked? I brought some extra clothes. If not, I'll be fine. Trust me. Put me in this here dunk machine, okay? But yes, we get back to the workroom, and Michelle announces that this week's Maxi Challenge is the villain roast. They will be roasting the iconic villains, Mistress Isabel Brooks, Candy Muse, and Plain Jane. Do you think this was a good selection of villains for this roast?
I mean, I guess since they're all like more recent queens.
That was my thing. I wish there was like an OG villain.
Yeah.
Like, if you think of some of the villains from the earlier seasons, they're either no longer associated with the show or not doing drag.
Right. They're not under contract anymore. Their NDAs run out.
Because honestly, I would have loved if they would have gotten Jeremy Carey. Like, I get it, Fifi O'Hara is what she went by on the show. I know she don't want nothing to do with the show no more. But that would have been a big ass gag if they were like, oh, and Fifi O'Hara. Honestly, if Tara would have shut her damn mouth, Tara probably could have got this call. But my goodness. We're not going to talk about Tara, but it's irritating for someone who doesn't want anything to do with the show to keep referring to the show every chance.
Commenting on it.
Yeah. Like, I get it. You don't want nothing to do with the show. And I respected that. I'm like, okay, cool. But you keep...
Then be like everybody else and keep your mouth shut and do drag. Or whatever you choose to do with your life.
Yeah, and they're like, well, people keep bringing it up to me. I'm like, Ignore them. You don't have to respond to every DM or every reply to your comments. You don't have to.
Mm,
I don't. And I don't
we
have
blocked it.
near the fan base that you do. Baby, my block list is ridiculous. But anyway, yeah, I would have loved a villain from an earlier season. Even like maybe even bringing
Mm,
back Violet from season 7 because she was quote unquote the villain of the season.
mm.
Oh, Acid Betty would have been fun.
Ooh.
Let me see. I'm trying to think of who was season 9's villain. I think that was no, that wasn't Nina. Who was season? I don't think season 9 had a villain, really.
No, because Bob and
No, Bob is 8. Season 9 was the season that Sasha Velour won. Shay was on it. Peppermint.
oh, so then wouldn't it have
Alexis
been
Michelle, maybe. I think Alexis Michelle would have fit in that line there. I think.
I don't think Alexis Michelle was a villain. Silky maybe.
But
Even though
Silky
Silky
was
really
11,
wasn't
but she's
that
no longer a
bad.
villain. That's my thing. Like, the iconic
Yeah,
ones like Roxy and Silky are no longer a quote unquote villain in the fans' eyes.
right. They've all had their redemption arc.
Yeah, they've already had it.
Has
But
Candy had hers?
I don't think so, but at the same time, I think I don't really think Candy's a villain. I think she
Mm,
is for season 13. I think she really
mm.
played that role there. But All Stars 8, honestly, she really didn't do anything villainous except for just voice her
Right.
opinion.
I'm saying, like, do you think that season 8 gave her her redemption arc?
I don't think so because the fan base still lashes out at
Or
her.
a little?
But yes,
But I think that has more to do with what she says off
honestly,
screen
I
than
just
what
really
she
think it's
does.
because of her skin color. Because if a white queen would have said the things that she was saying, they would have lived. They would have laughed. They would have loved. But yeah, because Jewel Sparkles was the winner of last week's challenge, she gets to pick the order of the roast. So they sit
Yeah.
down. Jules has a conversation with everyone about where they want to be, who they don't want to be after or before, situations like that. She goes off and deliberates and comes back and tells her order.
Right.
Lexi Love.
You has to go last.
That was my thing. You asked to go last. And she flat out told you what she did. She was like, hey, the queens who have wins, I made it harder for them. Not too hard. It's
Right.
not being like flat out malicious. But you know, you're gonna have to work a little bit harder.
Exactly.
And she just Lexi's response. Lexi's and Arietti. Arietti's more really irritated me than Lexi's.
Oh my God, Ariette's pissed me off. No hate to that
Like
queen,
no
but
hate.
her reaction
It was
pissed
just
me
the
off.
reactions to with these two queens to their placement in the roast. And I'm not trying to be funny,
Hmm.
but at the end of the day, it really don't matter.
It
You're
really
going
doesn't matter
you're
where
going to
you
be
are because if
funny
you're funny, you're
regardless.
funny. Exactly.
The only thing that it could do is mess up with your mental, and that's exactly what it did to y'all.
Exactly. You let it get in your head. And you did it to yourself.
Thank you.
Because who the heck sits there and says, oh, you put me before you? You must want me to do bad. You must think I'm going to do just so bad that it's just going to mess me up. You got in your own head.
Because in my
Second, is,
situation, if somebody would did that to me, I'm like, oh, okay, now I'm gonna work extra hard, because you know, I feel like I'm
exactly.
naturally funny, but if I gotta write it down, that's gonna be a problem. Now I'm finna work 10 times harder because you think you finna get me, you're not finna get me. You're not finna get me. That's my response. I'm not finna freak out and be like, you're trying to sabotage me. No, 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 no. I'm like, y'all.
You're in your own head with that.
And Arietti, I'm with Anya during Untucked when she started going off talking about just go
Mm-hmm.
home. Send her home. We're done with the design challenges. Get her out of here. I'm like, yeah. 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 Listen, if there's a winner for Untucked, this episode would have went to Anya because, my God, she was saying everything I
Anya
was saying.
is fighting. She fighting for one or two positions. She fighting for either the winner, which she's giving big winner energy, or she's fighting for Miss Congeniality real bad. And Sam Star's trying to go for that Miss Congeniality, but it's very obvious what she's doing.
Listen, I wouldn't be mad if Anya walks out with both, okay?
Me neither. It would be the first time.
It'll be the first time ever. I thought it was going to be the first time ever last season, but then, Padam started playing. And I'm like, oh, okay. Okay.
Right.
But yeah, Arietti, it really, seeing her so defeated and lashing out to Jules.
Mm-hmm.
And she's like, I would never do that to you. I'm like, girl, there is $200,000 on. Like, you should have seen me. I was sitting on my couch. I literally yelled, "There's $200,000 on the line, girl! Pick yourself up!"
Right. Ow. I don't know what keeps getting in my eye.
It was irritating, Miss Arietti. But let's move onwards. So they do a round table with Michelle Visage and our extra special guest judge this week, Whitney Cummings. I like this approach that they took to it.
I was just about to ask you that. I was like, how did you feel about doing the round table as opposed to the individual?
This. It felt more cohesive, bouncing jokes off of each other. The only issue I had actually came true. I'm like, the only issue with doing it like this, somebody can steal a joke. I said that right at the top, and then we saw Arietti steal jokes.
Right.
But that just, to me, shows that she doesn't have integrity.
Let's deliver it right. My God.
To me, that was a lack of integrity, stealing someone else's jokes.
It really was. I
like Arietti, but that just shows she has a lack of integrity.
Arietti was cool for a minute, and the moment she did that, her stock just kind of tanked.
Honestly,
in my
I think
opinion.
Anya said this too. When it's design challenges, she's fine. But as soon as you gotta act, sing, dance, whatever, that's when this person came out. And I'm like, you know what? I can see that because that would rub me the wrong way. I'm like, so I understand that not everything is going to be... Let me calm down. I'm trying to say too many things. I understand. With me, designing is not my end-all, say-all.
Strong suit.
That's not what I do. But I'm not finna sit here and freak out and sit here and make it everyone else's problem.
Exactly.
I'm going to ask for help. I might freak out a little bit in the corner. Give me a second. I'll come right back.
Exactly. It's like, okay, once upon a time, I was a really good poet.
Mm-hmm.
But once upon a time, I was a poet. Ever since that era of my life has ended, it has become extremely hard for me to put words and or lyrics together in prose or poetry or whatever. Like, they're doing that stupid Orlando Brown, I want to make love to you. Oh. And somebody made a instrumental of it. And they're like, all right, write your verse. And I'm sitting here like, I wouldn't even know what the heck to say.
And
I just go blank.
A lot of people were shocked that Orlando could sing. I'm like, have y'all not followed his career?
Do you guys not know Disney Channel?
That's part of the job description. If you're going to be on Disney, you got to be able to hold a tune.
You got to be able to act, sing, and dance on Disney.
And in his case, he was rapping on top of that. So that was 4 things he was doing.
So many slashes, man.
Baby, y'all remember Major Payne when they got down at the end? Come on.
Oh my goodness. But yeah, I get stuck. But I'm not going to sit here and be like, it's your fault, Desmond, that I can't figure out how to write these lyrics.
What really irritated me, this is Drag Race. You know you're going to act.
You know what you're getting
you're going
into.
to do a design challenge. You know there's going to be some sort of comedy, whether if it's stand-up, a roast, You're going to be doing some sort of comedy.
This show has been on
For 17
for,
seasons.
at the very least, at least a decade, at least 15 years.
It started in
At
2009.
some point in time, it's like at some point in time, don't you think you would have watched? Because you how do you apply for a show?
No, I'm going to be honest with you. You
Still
want to
come
know what
in
it
talking
is?
about I don't.
You want to know what it is?
Huh?
They're more
What?
worried about getting on TV. Than
Right.
actually doing well on the competition. You can see the queens who are here that are actually competing, trying. Other queens who were just here to serve looks, I truly feel like they just wanted to get on the show to build a following. That's how I feel. I feel like a lot of these queens come on this show just to get a following. Maybe even to be like, ooh, a possibility of an All-Stars down the line to, stay as
Right.
relevant as I possibly can. But it's just like, I get that. I respect it. You want to get on the show, but try. That's my
Exactly.
thing. Just try a little harder.
Even if you don't know how to make a pattern, figure out a sewing machine. Even if you're not a great dancer, take a class.
Same with
If
improv. Do an improv class before you come.
Exactly.
You would be amazing
Take
what one
a-
class does for you. Because I
Do
get
a
it. You
couple
only
of
have a
shows
limited
and
time
be
from when you
backstage.
say yes.
So you can figure out how to roast people.
I'm not trying to be funny,
You
but
have to immerse yourself
I'm not trying to be funny.
before
Like,
you even apply.
if I get the call to say, hey, we're moving forward, taking you to the next round of the audition process, I'm booking classes right then. Because just in case I get the call for yes or no, I'm finna have some improv. I don't think I need dance classes, but baby, I'm gonna get up there just in case. Learn a quick 1-2. Just to get back into the habit of learning choreography, because I used to learn choreography like nothing. Hell, I learned just from watching videos over and over again. I'm like, okay, then step in.
Look, tell me why All For You came on the other day on my TikTok and this dude was doing the choreography and I was like,
Oh, that's me. What doesn't really matter, baby. That scene where she's on the slide, I got that. I'm like, well, but don't play with me.
oh my god. Yes, the Nutty Professor soundtrack
Yes,
song.
don't play with me.
Nutty, nutty,
I got that down to this day. The Bad Romance choreography for Lady Gaga, got that down. Don't play with me. Don't play with me. But yeah, so it's just kind of like, for me, that's how I would approach it. If I got the call saying, hey, we're moving on to the next process, the next level of your audition, cool. By the time they did the psych evaluation on me, I would have done so many classes by then. Or watched, say if I'm broke, watch so many different videos. YouTube University could really help you.
Yes.
You just got to really sit down and try to learn it. But like I said, a lot of these younger ones just want to be on the show.
All of them.
Yeah, a lot of these younger ones just want to be on the show, and you can tell they just want to be on the show. If they win, cool.
That's one thing I do appreciate,
if we win, cool. But I just want to get on the show. That's what I'm getting.
Right. I just want Mama Ru to tell me I am fantastic and I am lovely and validate my feelings.
Listen, I've already made RuPaul laugh, so I'm already a jump ahead of other people in this world.
Look, wait a minute, because you could have been the next, I forgot that queen's name already. Hormona. You could have been the next Hormona. Because you could have been, didn't he ask you if you did drag?
No, Ru didn't ask me. I had 3 queens ask me. I had Alexis Mateo, I had Keta Minaj, and Rock'em Sakura. All thought either I did drag or told me to start doing drag. Yeah. Because Keta and Alexis thought I did drag already. Rock'em said, she said something about the shape of my face and was like, that would be perfect for drag. I was like, oh, well, thank you. But yeah, so I guess I'm just different. Like, if I knew I was going into this competition, the areas that I lack in, I'm fixing to do as much as I can to make sure I am like Chi Chi DeVane used to say, if you stay ready, you don't have to get ready.
Yep.
But yeah, so they had their round table. We go back to the makeup station where we had round 2 of Lexi and Arietti versus Jules. To the point where Arietti even moved her station. I'm like,
that was so petty.
I'm like, it ain't that deep. I love how Jules was like, wait, are you leaving? Like, I took it as, wait, are you leaving the competition? Because why are you packing up your stuff?
Right.
But yeah, to me, it wasn't that deep.
No, it really wasn't.
Because if she wanted to be really ugly, she could have put you behind fucking Lydia. Well, at the time they didn't know Lydia was gonna slay it like that, but she could have put you behind like Susie, who everyone was expecting to do well. That could have been like for you.
Exactly.
But it's just like I was over it, like beyond over it at this point. I'm like, y'all, stop. You're digging your own grave. And you let it affect you so bad that you actually did bad.
Exactly. You need to get out of your head.
But yeah, let's get to this main stage. And up first we have our hostess with the mostest, the mother of all mothers. It's RuPaul.
If I was that skinny,
what did you think of Mama Ru?
I would have that in every fucking color. Even if I was shapely, if I just didn't have my tummy, look, you couldn't tell me nothing. You want to go? Okay, let me put my little bodycon suit on, and then this little lace overlay with jewels on. Okay, I'm ready, bitch. We're only going to freaking Olive Garden, okay? But I know you bitches. You guys want to go to 6th Street after?
Listen, but yeah. Oh, what's your score before I go?
It's obviously an A+. I love this look.
Loved this. She came out in this. I was like, oh my! My
throat. I can't breathe.
I can't breathe. I almost slipped off my couch. I'm like, what is Mama wearing? Oh God! Up on today. And somebody said online, I believe on Twitter, they wouldn't be shocked if we see this look as a promo for another season. I'm like, yeah. I could see this being a promo for another season. Because, Mama Ru loves to reuse a look. She's like, I'm already in it. We already got the photos. Attach RuPaul's Drag Race. Whatever. Boom.
But, oh my God. It's so
honestly,
sickening.
This is probably my favorite look of the season thus far.
Yes, I could tell because you got 50,000 pictures of it.
Indeed. This week, we are joined by Michelle Visage, T.S. Madison, and our extra special guest judge, Whitney Cummings. So it's time...
Whose name sounds familiar, but face does not.
Let me look at her. Yeah, I'm finna say, you probably know her. It does look like she's had a few things done. But I've known Whitney for a while. Well, what show was it I used to watch that she was in? I can't remember off the top of my head. I'll have to look it up. But it's time for the Villains Roast. And our special guest... Mistress Isabel Brooks, Plain Jane, and Candy Muse.
Yes.
So up first, we have Anya Nerve. What did you think of Anya?
First of all, love this look. I think the energy she came out with was really good. I think she had some jokes in there that I think we were missing some jokes, number one. Number two, they didn't fall flat. Like, I chuckled, but I was just like, oh, you're not as funny as I thought you would be.
I thought she came out and was a good opener.
Yeah.
I chuckled a few times. I honestly thought she did great. I thought she was really funny. I think she let the jokes breathe a little too long.
That's probably what it was.
I think that was my thing. I think she was expecting a bigger response to her jokes than what she got. But for me, as soon as you get that chuckle, I'm like, okay, let's go. Let's not pause for more chuckles. You got your chuckle. Let's hit them again.
Exactly. Look, I just want you to keep laughing.
Yeah. But yeah, she did a really good job. Honestly,
Yeah.
really good job. Up next is Ariete. She looks stunning here. She looks gorgeous. This look was beautiful. She walked out. I'm like, okay, Miss Ariete.
Right.
Again, the looks never disappoint. But how you still not funny when you stole someone else's jokes?
Because she didn't know how the joke was supposed to be delivered.
And what irritates me the most, Jules is better than me. Jules is way better than me. Because as soon as we would have got back to change into our outfits for the runway, they'll have to run in with the cameras. Because what the fuck do you mean you just sat there and stole my jokes? I don't care if we're on ice. Bring the cameras
it out
here.
right then and there.
No. And it couldn't have been me because, like you said, right then and there, I would have been sitting over like this. I know that ain't my joke.
As I went up after her, I'd have been like, well, thanks for ruining my jokes. Going back.
Yeah, thank you for stealing my jokes. So let me, try to, but also, I guess me being,
and then I'd have been real petty, and I still would have told the joke, and I'd be like, but let me tell it the right way. So,
but also, I'm one of those people that over prepare. So that would have been the time where I pulled out one of them jokes that I cut out.
Right.
I'll be like, hold on. RuPaul, blah, blah, blah. I don't have to read it, but I'll be like, RuPaul, blah, 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 blah. And if it works, yay. If it don't, I tried. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, Ariete, do better. Up next was Jules. She really tried, but you can tell the stealing of the jokes really threw her.
Yep.
And I'm not trying to be funny, but in my eyes, that's cheating. You stole someone else's material, presented it as yourself. You just cheated.
The bad thing is you could tell that you stole somebody else's joke because you didn't know how to present the joke. You sat there, got halfway through it, and was like, oh, oops, wait, I said that wrong. Let me go back.
And with Jules, you could tell where the joke was supposed to be because she led up to it and was like, okay, let me flip my cards here. I'm like,
right.
Oh, that poor baby. Better than me.
I still would have told the joke and I've been like, now that's how that joke goes. And I would have looked straight at her and been like, no, honey, the joke goes like this. Da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da, punchline.
Yeah, so I give Jules props for that because as soon as we would have got to that workroom, I need an explanation right now.
Right
now before this turns into Bad Girls Club. Right now. I need a response. The fuck is wrong with you? But moving on to Lana Jarrett. I was so proud of Lana. I'm like, there you go. Get him.
There she is. There she is. We've been looking for you.
We've been looking for you. Like, I knew you could do this. I was so happy she had her moment here. I'm like, yes. So good. And baby, the white jokes, that, when she told Plain Jane, you can't be racist. You have a black friend. No, she says, Plain Jane is so racist that she's not because she has a black friend. I was like,
damn.
And when she said Sam's ancestors owned hers, and then Sam, without a missing a beat, she got there. Well, thank you to my lifelong friend. I'm like, yeah, but we'll just go ahead and go to Sam. That was so smart how she started that off. She was like, love that joke. Let me bounce off of that real quick. Here, thank you from my lifelong family friend. I'm like, oh. And Miss Sam, she really delivered in this roast. I thought this was so funny.
Yes, she was funny.
She did a really good job. Then we move on to Lydia Butthole Collins. Miss Lydia!
Sleeper!
I was not expecting this at all. Honestly, I expected her to do probably as well as Arietti and Jules. I'm like, yeah, she gonna get up there and kind of flunder around. But baby, shut me right on up. Shut me all the way up. I'm like, okay, Miss Lydia. Okay, Miss Butthole. Okay. Okay.
Yep. Look. And was so just, I'm a Rita Rudner fan. Rita Rudner is really just like cool, calm, soft spoken, and very dry in her joke delivery. And literally just got up there and I was just like, I love you.
Listen, when she said Mistress has never raced anything in her life, oh baby, I almost lost it. I'm like, come on, Miss Lydia. Moving on to Susie 2. How did you feel about Susie?
Susie did okay.
I feel like they overhyped her. Because she came out there and I'm like, oh, she did good. I'm not saying she did bad. Like, but the way everybody was so scared to go after Susie, I was expecting her to come out there and me just be on the floor laughing. But I got a chuckle here and there, a chuckle there and here. But yeah, overall I thought Susie did great. They just overhyped her. And then Lexi Love. For her to talk about the Kumbaya girls, she is one. Because you took a joke that Susie just made on you and you came up there and tried to make people feel bad for you? Now, I will say she had a few funny ones in there. I did chuckle from time to time, but you could see it in her face. She was already defeated. She was already over. She's like, I don't want to do this no more. And then she even said in her confessional, she got up there and her brain just went blank. And I'm like, yeah, we can see that. We can see your brain went blank, honey. I've been there. Been there. Got on somebody's stage and was like, help. Help. But it's now time for the runway. The category is Who Wears Short Shorts? So what would Roxy St. James bring for a Who Wears Short Shorts category?
Oh, I probably would have been really, really literal. And I would have just dressed up like one of the Fanta girls or one of the people who used to do the
I'm not gonna lie to you.
The Razor commercial. Huh? A Fanta girl?
Yeah. That popped in my head.
Look, I'd have sat there and came out with something that made me look like one of the pink razors. Because that's what those were from. Who wears short shorts? Man wears short shorts.
That used to be one of my favorite
Sponsor
commercials.
There.
I used to love when that commercial came, just so I could hear the song, Who Wears Short Shorts? Oh. But yeah, for me, I was thinking there were so many ways that I wanted to take this. I'm like, ooh, I could do a wrestling inspired look. I also thought about going to the beach and putting on some cute shorts, have on my sunglasses, maybe even be burnt because I fell asleep sun tanning,
Right.
But yeah.
Ooh, been the chick in the yellow polka dot bikini.
But yeah, there were so many options that my brain went to, and like I said, the Fanta girls did pop into my head. I was like, of course I would have been the orange one, but of course. But
that we couldn't be like at the same time, and you'd be the orange one, I'd be like the red one. Or the grape one.
I could have been the yellow one as well. But they have so many different flavors of Fanta now.
Yeah, right? I'd have been the peach one.
So at first we have Anya Nerve. What did you think of Anya?
I thought this was smart. It was really smart. I love that it shows off the body. It's really, really funny that it's just one big, humongous wedgie. And, it shows off a lot of skin without showing off a lot of actual skin. I think she should have came out in braids, though. But I like the big hair at the same time.
My God,
so
I just thought about another short. You remember Craig's girlfriend in Friday? I forget her name, but the one that was on the phone with her at the beginning of the movie. I think I would have recreated that look.
Oh my God.
You said braids, and I'm like, that would have been a fun shorts moment. Now tell me where you was.
She, okay? Tell me who she is. Long nails, big blonde braids.
Yes.
Football shirt, black football shirt with
I would just have to tell the judges, I need one of y'all to mention Hoochie Mama as I'm walking down the runway.
Oh no, you just turn around and start twerking.
I'm like, I need one of y'all to reference me as a Hoochie Mama.
Freaknik! Oh my God, I did that!
Did what?
Freaknik!
Oh, Freaknik!
I just sat there with the front roll and the hair and the high piece in the back, and then would have sat there in the little bra and panties with the stockings underneath, and just
I had that on my list to watch the documentary that they released on the Freaknik on Hulu. I need to go ahead and watch that. It's on my list. But what is your score for Anya?
Anya gets an A for me.
She gets a B+ for me. I really like this. I think I would have chose a different hair color. Up next, we have Ariete. So here's my thing about this look. The shorts throw me off. And I know the category is short shorts, but I'm like, ooh, This was a sickening gown.
Right.
Yeah. I still like it. It's just I know it's a shorts category, but that's the one thing that kind of throws me off of it. So I
just want to know what her thought process was on this when she said shorts. I want to look like the Pope.
I guess trying to be different. I don't know. But for me, this also gets a B+. What is your thought in your score?
I agree with your B+. I think she just leans a lot into her Hispanic heritage, which is admirable, but sometimes you kind of have to go off the beaten path there. But I agree with your B+.
Up next, we have Jules Sparkles. What did you think of Jules, and did you love her sparkle?
I actually really liked this.
I did too.
I didn't get Marie Antoinette from this.
That part, when Michelle said that, I'm like, where? This does not give Marie Antoinette.
Not at all. This gives Can Girl. This gives Burlesque Show. All you gotta do, you sit there, you take the with this horn, and you take the sleeve off, and woo!
Yeah.
Look. Only thing I was worried about was the bouffant on top, but that's for a later discussion.
Listen, it was fighting for its life in the lip sync.
The lip sync.
It was fighting.
I was like, ooh.
That wig was fighting for its life.
I was like, that's why they put hairnets on their wigs. I get it now.
But not just the whole for Miss Jules.
I gave it an A. I give it an A+. I love this. If it had a skirt to it, it would be even better.
I would give this an A-. I thought this was really good, really cute. I would have chosen a different style of hair, but I get where she was going. Up next.
But I think if she'd have chose the style you possibly could be thinking about, it really would have gave Marie Antoinette.
Oh, no. I was thinking more. I'll have to send it to you because I don't know the actual name of the style. But I'll have to, let me write that down so I can remember, and I'll send it to you. Okay. Up next is Lana Jarrett serving Naomi Campbell realness.
Yes.
I thought this was really cute. I didn't know the reference until they did the side by side. I'm like, oh, this was a really good reference. I enjoyed it. A little simple, but it was cute. It was cute. It gets a B plus for me.
Yeah, I agree. Well, maybe not a B plus, but definitely a B. I think she could have dragged it up a little bit. Maybe had
I agree. Yeah.
glitter pants, glitter shorts, something, some rhinestones on the jacket. Like, even if it was just temporary, because I don't know if that was like
Maybe a
something
different
she
color
made or
hat.
something she purchased. Well, the hat was red in the photo,
I
in the
know.
reference photo.
But that's two different greens in
But
her coat there.
but yeah, I agree. I give it a B.
All right, moving onwards to Sam Star. What did you think of Sam?
She borrowed somebody's outfit because this looks so familiar.
Really, it does?
Yes, it really does. It really, really does. Um, I don't know. For some reason, I was not a big fan of this. I kind of give it a C.
For me, I actually really like this. This outfit actually reminds me of a wrestling gear that one of my favorite wrestlers wrestle in.
Mm.
Yeah, it gives very much that style of gear that Io Sky, that's her name, that she wears currently. So I'm just like, I like it. I like it. I didn't really care for the
Okay.
wig. Like, I caught the football references, but the wig just kind of, I don't know.
Threw it off.
Yeah, the beads
I
of it
think
all.
like the pole and pipe that are holding it together
Yeah,
are too long.
I think
If it
that has
had
to
been
do.
shorter, it would have been better.
Or even like putting another piece of hair like at the bottom of it to show like that's the first ball, then pole, then have it go back. I think that could have helped as
Hmm.
well. But yeah, I give this a B plus. Up next is Lydia Butthole Collins. I want to give her applause for thinking outside the box. So it gets a C for me.
Okay. I just knew you was gonna love this. Um,
I
the
mean, I like it,
avant
but I don't
garde.
just love it.
Mm, the avant garde is great. I'm not quite sure. I'm assuming this is supposed to represent like muscle structure.
Yeah, and then her
Um,
shorts are actually the skin.
yeah. Um, not the biggest fan, so I agree with your C.
Up next is Susie 2. What did you think of Susie? And did you give it a 2?
Susie has a an aesthetic she sticks to. You can tell. Um, as somebody who appreciates sewing, who follows Angela Clayton, and Angela Clayton does these things all the time, like, I like it, but I don't feel like it was the category. But it might have been. I don't know. I have mixed feelings, so I think I'm gonna give it a B minus.
For me, I really enjoyed this. It was different from what everybody else was doing. I think it's the category. I gave this a A minus. I really enjoyed this. Up next is Lexi Love. This was everything and more. A plus. A motherfucking plus. What did you think of Lexi and did you love?
Um, I'm gonna give it a B. Tired of seeing things dragged behind her. I think it would have been more
I
fierce
love when
if she'd
TS
have
called
came
that
out.
out and then they show like a montage of all of her runways.
Tired of seeing her drag things behind her.
I can't say nothing. I can see myself being a dragger as a drag queen. Oh, baby. Oh, wait, look at this.
Uh-huh.
Whoop. But yeah, I love this.
But yeah, I think it would have been more fierce for me if she'd have came out without the little cape. But yeah, I gave it a grade. It was a B.
So, out of
Those
all of
are
our
contagious
amazing queens this week, who had your favorite look?
Ooh, my favorite look would have to be Jules.
My favorite, Lexi Love. I thought it was great. So Anya and Susie were announced safe, and in the top
Yes.
we had Sam, we had Lydia, and we had Lana Jarre. In the bottom we had Lexi, Jules Sparkles, and Arietti. Do you agree with this top and bottom placements?
Yeah.
I do too. No, like nothing. Honestly, nothing this episode I would have changed. Like this went the way it should have went.
It should have.
Lydia Butthole got the win. She was clearly the best.
Yes.
Although her outfit wasn't the best, she was clearly the best in the roast.
Yeah.
She won $5,000. And then the bottom, we had Arietti and Jules Sparkles. And back to the whole stealing jokes. Jules is a lot better than me because I know she mentioned it briefly in Untucked. Baby, Untucked would have been WWE up in there. What the you mean you stole my jokes? You not finna get away with this. No, man.
Right.
Now, the ultimate gag of the episode, the lip sync song was Yaya by Beyonce. Baby, that music started playing again. I almost fell off my couch. I'm like, Yaya! Well, we got no wonder we did Kiss Me Deadly or whatever the hell that song was last week. We had to pay for Beyonce. We did Yaya. Now, unfortunately, I don't think either queen did the best.
Same.
But I will say Jules had more control. And I appreciated that. There were several times where Arietti was just flopping all over the place. Like, it was given off...
I think Arietti was just defeated at that point.
Yeah, I'm finna say you can see the desperateness in her eyes. And yeah, if it had more control, then maybe she could have won this. But Jules she did a good job. Arietti was there, in my opinion. I saw some people online who thought Arietti won this. I'm like, are you sure? Maybe you need to go. Maybe you need to go see the eye doctor.
Really think so?
Yeah, go put on your glasses and watch it again, sweetie. Yeah. But yeah, I thought Jules did good. She won the lip sync. Do you agree?
Yeah.
Yeah. I just wish some better queens would have got this song. Because I'm like, Yaya would be a fun one to get up there and do. Oh, a fun one.
Look, I bet you Anya was in the back living her whole best life.
Yeah. But my thing is, out of all the songs on Cowboy Carter, Yaya, like, don't get me wrong, I love Yaya. One of my top, like, 10, 15 songs. But I think...
But you have to think about the fact that you have to pay for the song, and the more popular the song is, the more expensive it is.
And not only are you paying for that, you're paying for the license to use it on social media, to use it on YouTube, Paramount Plus down the line. You know, you're going to be paying for this song for quite a bit of time. But yeah, Jules is staying and Arietti must sashay away. And I'm with Whitney. Why did you wait for your final line to get funny?
Right.
I'm sitting there and I'm like, that was actually pretty good.
I'm like, oh, so that's what it was. You had to be petty to be funny.
And my thing is, you really could have been petty every time you were required to be funny on Drag Race. You really could have. But she walks out, she writes her goodbye message. Didn't really care for her coming for Anya like that. I'm like, okay, brush your teeth, ho. And then they danced the night away like they didn't crush that girl's dreams. So we find out next week that they will be doing an acting challenge. Ross Matthews versus the Ducks. Cheyenne's going to be here to be our extra special. Well, he's not going to be a special guest judge, but he will be directing. I'm like, was RuPaul busy? Because RuPaul didn't do any of the extra stuff for this episode.
Right.
And now he's not directing, or Michelle's not, or T.S., Carson, Ross, you know, the plethora of judges they have. But yeah, I'm excited for a good old acting challenge.
Acting challenge.
I'm acting. Oh, sorry. Is there anything else you want to add to this review?
No.
I'm going to say I have nothing else either, so tell the children where they can find you.
You can find me at Cretia McGill. That's CRESHAMCGILL on all social media.
And you can find me in the club, pocket full of bud, my mom. But if I'm not there, you can find me on all social media platforms at Simply Desmond. That's SIMPLYDSMOND. Thank you so much for spending a piece of your day with us. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And we'll see you next time. Bye.